Dilly the body snatcher right here. It's a champ. Big up to Sporting Icon. Subscribe. Otherwise, I might pay you guys a visit.
Alright, so after a 4.5 hour live stream with Anthony Joshua, Andy Ruiz and the entire undercard, quite exhausted, but I'm going to make this final thoughts on Andy Ruiz defeating Anthony Joshua by a 7th round stoppage. Now, straight away, I've been saying for quite some time here that people keep on overlooking Andy Ruiz Jr., looking at his body going, no, he's trash, he's going to get stopped in early doors, etc, etc, etc. And I said to you guys, while that could happen, it's unlikely because we've never seen Andy Ruiz hurt before, we've never seen him on the floor before. So I didn't quite understand where people were getting this from. People were looking at it from a physical point of view. Now, for me, a few things played out in this fight. First of all week, Anthony Joshua hasn't really been looking great in the face. I'm not saying he was ill or anything like that. I'm not making any kind of excuses for him. But I've been saying that he just didn't look well in the face. He just didn't. He looked gaunt in the face. But regardless, okay, he still looked up there. You know, he looked happy and whatever. He wasn't making any kind of excuses. He had like a bit of a welt on his right cheek. He was getting massage to the neck right before the fight. And a lot of people in the chat were pointing out that he's got a neck injury. I don't know if that played a part. No idea whatsoever. But the fact is, listen, everybody takes a loss. I said this to you before the fight. I've been saying this to you for the last year or two now. That at some point, Anthony Joshua will lose. And he will lose to somebody that you don't expect. Tyson Fury will lose. Deontay Wilder will lose. Everybody loses. It's part of the sport. It's a sport. You win some, you lose some. But it's how you come back. I've always been saying this. So AJ fans, don't be too down in the dumps about it, okay? There will be a rematch, okay? So now Joshua's going to have to not overlook Andy Ruiz Jr. And for me, I think that was the point. I think he overlooked Andy Ruiz Jr. There's no excuses with the 5-week preparation of the change of opponent, etc. For me, Ruiz and Big Baby Jarrell Miller were of similar stature, as in fighting style. I felt that Miller was just come forward and there to be hit. Andy Ruiz Jr. was a lot slicker. We knew that much, and Andy Ruiz Jr. threw faster hands. We knew that much as well. But I just felt that Joshua overlooked him. I think he started to believe in his own hype. He took his foot off the gas. And the way that he started this fight as well, he didn't look too good, did he? Let's be honest. He was using the jab, he was keeping Ruiz at distance, he was doing all right, did the same in round number 2, and round number 3, he decided to try and trade with Andy Ruiz Jr., which is the one thing I said you shouldn't be doing with Andy Ruiz Jr. His hands are too fast. But Joshua got the better of the first trade and hit Andy Ruiz Jr. with a left hook. Ruiz goes down. And normally with Joshua, when he hurts somebody, he goes in for the kill, he gets them done with. But with this one, well, I say he does, he composes himself, he waits for the opening, and then he does it again. With this one, he went in there, arms down, and he started to try and trade with Ruiz again. Got caught himself, got hurt, got wobbled. Joshua went down. He got up. He did the right thing, though. He didn't get up straight away. He sat on his knee, he looked up, no problem, get up, carry on. Got caught again toward the end of the round. Heavyweight boxing, man. You never know what's going on. So, yeah, Joshua didn't look good. He looked gassed after that. Because we have seen it before when Dillian Whyte hit him. He went to concrete. His feet went to concrete momentarily. And it happened with Vladimir Klitschko as well. So it was going to happen again. And that's exactly what it did. But Joshua, he composed himself quite well. And to be honest, he was winning round 4, 5 and 6. Only just, I think, but, he was doing it. He was keeping composed. Round number 7, he decided to try and go for it again. And again, he got caught. Got put down. He got up. He seemed okay. He's talking to Ruiz, showing off, sticking his tongue out. Ruiz started unloading on him again. Joshua went down. And while he was down there, and I think what happened here, because he got up and he looked perfectly fine. He looked like he could carry on, but he spat his gum shield out on the floor, which is a sign to the referee to stop the fight. So maybe that's why the referee stopped the fight. For me, it's a premature stoppage, but because he spat the gum shield out, I think that's the reason why. But regardless of all this, again, we can look at the fact that Joshua was out the ring for 8 months. He's never usually that way. We could look at the fact that Eddie Hearn insisted on Joshua coming to America. Is it Eddie Hearn's fault? No, not at all. I'm not saying that, because obviously he wanted AJ in there. He wants to make a big splash with DAZN. Of course he does. But for me, I think that Joshua doesn't like the small fighters. I said to you guys that Ruiz is like Povetkin. Not as skilled as Povetkin, not as heavy-handed as Povetkin, but faster, and speed is what kills. We've seen it time and time again. Fast heavyweights always do well. And people will look at Andy Ruiz going, no, look at the size of him. He ain't going to do nothing. Listen, now Joshua will take him serious. In the rematch, he will take him serious. Whether the fight happens in America or US, don't know. Don't quite know what part of the deal is. I'm presuming it's going to be in the UK. I would imagine that probably be part of the rematch if he was to lose. But ultimately, Joshua's now going to have to focus on Andy Ruiz, a full camp, and not overlook him. For me, in my opinion, he overlooked Andy Ruiz Jr. But you know what? Chin up. It happens. Things happen. As I said, all fighters lose. Every single one of them lose at some point. Nobody is Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather was a one-off. At heavyweight, people don't go on for long undefeated. When you're taking on tough opponent after tough opponent, at some point, you're going to get caught. It's going to happen to Wilder. It's going to happen to Tyson Fury. It could happen to Dillian Whyte again. These things happen. It's boxing. So, all we're going to do now, as years gone by, same thing happened with Lennox Lewis on a couple of occasions. Plenty of fighters lose. Mike Tyson lost. Evander Holyfield lost. They all come back. This is what Joshua's going to do. Let's see, is Joshua a real champion, or is he a flash in the pan? In my opinion, he's a real champion. So he'll come back. He'll fight Andy Ruiz Jr. See how he gets on. See how he gets on. But yeah, definitely rebuilding. And we could see that. We could see that. I mean, we could give excuses, but there's no point. Congratulations to Andy Ruiz Jr. Big up to him, that's for sure. Now we've got to wait and see how Tyson Fury gets on in a couple of weeks' time against Tom Schwartz. Then we're going to see how Dillian Whyte gets on against Oscar Rivas. Then we're going to see how Wilder gets on in the rematch with Luis Ortiz. Nothing is a given in heavyweight boxing. Now we've seen it. Now we've seen it. Sometimes a loss is a good thing. Sometimes it's the start of a slippery slope. But don't give up. Everything's good. It is what it is. Everyone takes a loss. Wilder fans will be rejoicing. Tyson Fury fans will be, well, just Anthony Joshua haters will be rejoicing right now. Cool. Lap it up. No problem. It's all good. Everyone takes a loss. Anyway, you drop your thoughts below about it. You click the thumbs up. And of course, subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.